Hello there guys, in case you missed the news, Sports Interactive's next iteration of their blockbuster game Football Manager, FM 2022, will be released on the 9th of November 2021. To get you ready for that game, if you're a bit stuck on who you think you should do as a long-term save this year, I've listed 5 teams and explained why these would be challenging saves or fun saves to do over a long career mode. Let's get stuck into it. First up, we're heading over to France and Ligue 1 to go to Marseille. I think this would be an absolutely brilliant idea as a long-term save in the hope of trying to topple PSG, who with Neymar, Messi and Mbappe up front at the start of the game will pose a real challenging save idea if you want to try and get the better of them and become the new dominant force in France. With a traditionally huge fan base, a brilliant stadium, the Velodrome, which has been used for several big games over the club's history, and a rich history of winning league titles, European Cups and other things, I think this would be a really good idea to take on as, like I say, a long-term save. They have a core of good players there, such as Cengiz Ünder, Dimitri Payet, Arkadiusz Milik, William Saliba and Duje Cheleta. I think that you could really push on for Champions League football in the first season and then kick on from there, building a squad which, like I say, could create a legacy to try and topple PSG. So yeah, first up would be Marseille. The second club for you to give a go, head over to Catalonia and try and beat Barcelona. One of the biggest crisis clubs anywhere in the world at the moment, Barcelona are an absolute juggernaut of a football institution, representing not just a fan base but almost an entire mini nation as Catalans. This is a perfect opportunity to rebuild a giant. As you may or may not know, the club have got absolutely no money, with them being 1.4 billion euros in debt, with new president Juan Laporta saying it will take a while for them to get back to what they would call competing with the other big European clubs in terms of transfers. This would be a real challenge. I'm not entirely sure how FM are going to stage their finances, whether it will put them as £1.4 billion in debt, but I think this would be a really good opportunity to try and rebuild one of Europe's truly big clubs. No Lionel Messi, weak up front and ageing team leaders such as Gerard Piqué, Jordi Alba, Sergio Busquets and a couple of others, you would really have your work cut out, especially if there's no money to replace these guys as well. Let me know what your thoughts are about Barcelona in the comments, because I think this would be a really good challenge to try and topple Atletico Madrid and Real Madrid in this year's game. Next up on the list, we're going to come back to England and be at Newcastle. This, I think, will be a really good long-term save idea this year and is a true case of building up an old historic club with years of failure, a dodgy owner but a really passionate fan base, and get yourself a name in the legends list at that club. With players such as Alan St Maximin, Joe Willock, Callum Wilson and Jamal Lewis, while you might not have the best squad, these 4 players should give you a really solid core to build on. Steve Bruce will be out the door, you can bring in your own staff, and with the Premier League finances you could slowly start to build that squad around. Obviously the squad registration rules with Brexit in game will make it a little bit difficult to sign wonder kids, but I think there's a really good opportunity there to solidify yourself in the top flight with a really solid club. Fourth up on the list, we head to Rotterdam and the Eredivisie to suggest a club who are absolutely massive in Holland and also very well respected across Europe, Feyenoord. With a huge fan base, a really famous intimidating stadium in De Kuip, and the no non-EU rules in the squad registration rules, it would be an absolutely fantastic long-term save, and a save that I actually did this year. I think that the Eredivisie has been dominated by either PSV or Ajax in particular for a number of years now, and this would be a perfect opportunity with easy access to European football such as the Conference League, Europa League and of course the Champions League as a dream for the money making side of things, to really solidify yourself as a fan favourite and a long term save. Try and topple Ajax, try and get the better of PSV, who will also have a very good squad this year, and with players such as Luis Sincetera, Guus Til and Reiss Nelson, I think that there's a solid core of players there for you to kick off straight away and try and make yourself a name in Rotterdam. Feyenoord. And lastly, I thought I'd throw in a bit of a curveball in here as well. While most people tend to go for the Premier League, the Bundesliga, Serie A, La Liga as your long-term save, why not try something a little bit different and go for this one? Croatia is a league which is pretty much unknown to most football fans across Europe, but there are some really big clubs in that league. Why not try and do a long-term save with Hajduk Split, who are one of Europeans' traditionally old, really well-supported clubs. At the Stadion Poljud, which is their home stadium, they have a very, very intimidating fan base and ultras group who follow them in their thousands all over Croatia. And with a dominant team that are bankrolled by a wealthy businessman in Dinamo Zagreb, I think that this would be a really good challenging save to try and get the better of Dinamo and take your Hajduk Split side into Europe and topple them domestically. Let me know your thoughts on that one. So guys, there we have it, the end of the video. Let me know what your thoughts are about my 5 suggestions for challenging long-term saves in Football Manager 2022. Alternatively, if you want me to talk about any other challenging save ideas or any sort of Wonder Kid predictions, top player predictions, league predictions, let me know in the comments below. Subscribe to the channel and I'll see you soon. Take care. Thanks a lot.